I'll fáilte róibh a cháir de gail tracht an riomh go dtí fácnamh breanán an sa I miora gonta I bháile de chluthe olmhór cléthe ceathrú canis. Welcome here to St Brendan's Park, Burr, for the TG4 Intermediate Football Championship quarter-final. 4 going on this afternoon, another one going on right now in Kinnegad, Louth versus Roscommon, and 2 more to come this afternoon. We'll focus on the one today between Clare, unlucky in the football yesterday for the men's, versus Longford this afternoon. Longford woman here beside me, Mary Kieran, ex-Longford footballer, played with Ballymore as well. How are you doing today, Mary?
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Yeah, looking forward to your insights this afternoon. I'll be making sure you're not too biased, and the Clare women get a bit of a shout out as well. Should be a very tight match. We'll go through both teams now, starting with the Clare setup. I'll give you them myself, with Amy Lenihan in goal, the usual goalkeeper Michaela Glynn out this afternoon. Full back line there, experienced enough cornerbacks Elio Gorman and Grania Harvey. They cornered Tara Kelly in at full back for the Clare women this afternoon. A young Shiafrani Hunnell in at number 5, Laurie Ryan in at number 6, the soccer player for Athlone Town, and another soccer player playing beside her today wasn't named, but there's 3 changes for the Clare team in the forward line that we'll go through in a minute. The captain Orla Devitt lines out at number 7 this afternoon. In midfield, Aisling Reedy, and the first change this afternoon, Emma McMahon, who was named at 9, she is out, and Grania Nolan replaces her. The forward line for Clare today with Amy Sexton at number 10. The second change, number 11, Lizzie Roach, is out. Another soccer player, the Peagnut United player Chloe Maloney, in for her at number 27. Roisin Considine makes the other wing. At number 13, another change there. Cleena Blake is out, and instead for her, number 28, Fidelva Marinan, fills in at corner forward. And Nevo D making up full forward, with Katrina Callanan finishing off the team this afternoon under the charge of Evan Talty. I suppose the best person to go through that Longford team, Mary, is yourself.
Yeah, as we go to the Longford team, but just on the Clare team, I suppose the lineup was different. We expected Roisin Constantine will partner Aisling Reedy there in the middle of the field, and we expect Fidelli Marinan, who came off a 1-3 scoreline in the last group game last week. She will most likely feature at full forward. We'll see how that pans out. But as we move to the Longford game, Longford line out. It lines out as planned on the sheet today. So Ruth Jones, coming off a club championship win last season for Colmkill, she's in goals. She's a steady goalkeeper for Longford this season. The full back line, Emer O'Brien gets the nod at full back to start the game today, and Shauna McCormick on her right from Carrigammon. Really tight full back line, with Emma Doors from Kilo at left corner back. Leanne Keegan Mostrom will start at centre back, and of course she's got the very versatile Claire Farrell and Katie Crawford, who love to attack on both sides at the right hand, left half back positions. Of course, Claire is captain, coming off 4 in a row Longford Senior Championships in Longford in the last 4 seasons. At centre forward, Lohan takes up the position from Grattans, and Michelle Noonan gets the nod to start at half forward from Carrigammon. Aisling Cosgrove, another Longford Slashers player, can also may see her drop back into half back. Really versatile player as right half forward. At full forward, Sarah Shannon gets to start today after a wonderful income when she came in at half time in the last group game. She secures her full forward position from Carrigammon, and on her right we've got Michelle Farrell, Colmkill player, coming into this game today with a 2-9 overall scoreline. Very super player, girl to watch out. And of course, Louise Monaghan from Mostrom starts at left corner forward. Of course, Longford have very versatile forwards. In the sub bench, they've got Sorka Dawson, who has been featured fierce well in the last 3 group games, and we expect to see her come into tighten defence if needed later on this afternoon. Mulligan, Ciara Mulligan, really crafty half forward, she may also feature. And of course we've got the return of the 2 leave inserts, Grace Shannon and Lauren Maguire, who are available for selection today if the management require. Camille Burke, of course, Karen McLaughlin. I suppose the biggest difference between the last group game for Longford is Emer Heaney is unavailable today due to family commitments, so she will be a huge loss, and to the intensity that she and her work rate that she would bring to a normal half forward line. But Longford line out as the programme, so of course, let's just mention at the same time in Longford today, Longford are competing. Unfortunately, the games are clashing at 2 o'clock in Longford. Leinster semi-final, the minor under 18, the under 18 Leinster B semi-final is in Longford at 2 o'clock, and we're missing the like of Ella Duggan and Caoimhe McCormick, who are core centre back positions in that starting minor team and are unavailable for selection today.
That might affect the setup for Longford this afternoon. What might affect them as well is the wind blowing marginally enough from right to left, sheltered enough position here, because behind the camera as you're looking at it, that will shelter most of that wind, but if it's blowing any direction, it is from right to left, so favouring the Clare team. I'm sure some of you are confused with the colours this afternoon. As far as I'm aware, it is Longford in white and blue, and it is Clare in mostly yellow and blue, and they'll be playing from left to right this afternoon. No sub-goalie for Longford as well. It could be a long match if it is a draw today, and we have to have a winner, so there'll be 10 minutes of extra time, and then we'll go to freeze to finish off. There'll have to be a victor come out of today. Ball breaks here, and it's Longford on
Mairead Victory's on the ball. First time winning there, yeah. Longford seemed to have, the wind is with Longford in this first half, so the next 30 minutes are crucial just to get a kick start on it.
Certainly is. Plenty of matches yesterday where the wind didn't put in on teams. If anything, the strong wind helped the team playing against it yesterday. I think teams were more focused on bringing the ball up to the 21, getting a good scoring position and throwing it over, which is exactly what Longford are doing now. A hand over the shoulder there, so advantage played by today's
Katie Crawford there, yeah, after doing well there. Yeah, ref gave advantage and allowed the play to go on.
Mel Kenny from Mayo letting advantage play, but no advantage accruing. Collected in there by a Clare hand. Aisling Reedy, she delivers it out to Chloe Maloney, her first interaction with the ball this afternoon, and Niamh D, who's made her way back into the midfield line for the start, collects the ball. It's the other midfielder, Aisling Reedy, now in possession. Space opening up in front of her. There is a sweeper back for Longford. She might try it around her. She'll go herself from the 21. A beautiful point there from Aisling Reedy. She made it herself. She ran up the centre of the pitch herself, and against quite a strong wind, brought her to the 21, but lacks enough defending from Longford there in the first few minutes.
Yeah, just the turnover. Clare took over the turnover out of their own defence, and after 4 or 5 passes up, Reedy made a great run, and no one seemed to come for her. She made the space and was able to get a lovely shot on.
Longford now with the kick out. Ruth Jones in goal for the Longford women this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see what tactics are used. There's a press coming here there's quite a high press, but the ball will fall to a Clare woman eventually. Strong enough wind taking that into the Clare woman's hands, and it's again it's Chloe Maloney who's in for Lizzie Roach in at number 27. Loses the ball though.
Yeah, well cut out there by Crawford again.
And Longford now on the ball. Collected here now by a Longford woman, Michelle Noonan. She sends a ball in, but that ball is well intercepted by Grania Harvey. She fists it out and looks for a bit of space out the wing. The Clare women collect again. She does the 1-2, collects in the centre of the pitch and brings it back to the wing. They're happy to run here, happy to go through the hands, and are doing well. A free on the Longford number 9, Mairead Reynolds. And another chance here now for Clare.
Of course, when I was giving in the line out there, I actually forgot to mention my midfielders. So we had Mairead Victory at number 8, and of course Mairead Reynolds, who has come back onto the panel only 6 weeks ago. It's great to have her back on the panel.
Definitely, but it's Clare who get the opportunity there. I think the number 15 for Clare, Katrina Callanan, with that one.
Yeah, no. Grania Nolan there at number 9.
Nolan. Very good. Grania Nolan, who's in today for Emma McMahon. In the centre of the pitch, scoring a beautiful score there. And Longford come again. Well, again, Clare, that strong wind not proving much of an obstacle for them this afternoon, as it did for a lot of teams yesterday. Working the ball into the scoring position, into the D, and slotting them lovely over the bar. The manager, Evan Talty, was talking about how they need to be scoring more. They're scoring maybe 20% of the scoring opportunities they were getting in the last few matches. He said he'd want that up to 50% today. It's 100% so far this afternoon as they come again. A bit of space inside now as well for Fidelma Marinan. It's lost by her. Well collected there by Shauna McCormick for Longford. She does well. She's fouled, and Longford will come again. We'll slow it down here now. Leanne Keegan steps up for this.
Crucial interception there by Shauna McCormick, because if Marinan had to get inside, she's extremely dangerous off both feet.
Certainly is. Her captain, Clare Fennell, collects. She can give back to Leanne Keegan if she wants. She might want to go herself. She's coming under pressure. She dances along the wing here and sends a lovely ball back. Safe pair of hands there. Back to Leanne Keenan, who has a bit of space in front of her. I'm sure Longford looking for a point now at this stage, just to settle the nerves, Mary.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
Nice crossfield ball there.
Yeah, Leanne Keegan done well there. She's seen the Cosgrove on the far side switch the ball, and now Sarah Shannon's on the ball.
So Longford inside the 45 for the first time. They are fouled, and a chance here now, possibly maybe a bit too far out as the wind falls down on us here in Birr and the rain begins.
It's Michelle Farrell. Looks like she's coming over to take this now.
Be a big kick if she can get this, but the wind behind her, and it has picked up in the last few minutes quite noticeably.
Looking to go short by the looks of it. She has gone short, and she finds Mairead Reynolds in the centre. Oh, yeah.
Reynolds gives a nice ball out here now. Falls into the hands of Shannon. Shannon with a low ball in. Collected 4 women there for Clare, waiting in the back line. Collected by one of them. They'll bring it out. They're happy to work through the hands. Again, a strong wind, giving a kick at this stage.
Well, Niamh D dropping in back into the defence there to help her team turn over the ball. And here she's on the ball again.
A beautiful fist along the ball there. And collected, would have been collected by O'D again, but a foul committed on Aisling Reedy that time. So we'll come back. Aisling Reedy with a point already. A point coming from Aisling Reedy, number 8, and from Gráinne Nolan.
Yeah.
If I have my numbers correct, yeah. So OD, she's back in the centre of the pitch. Nice short ball in here to Fidelma Marinan. Fidelma looking for a bit of space. Sheets of rain falling down now in front of her. And a blanket, nothing in front of her. She was under pressure, nowhere to go. Overran the ball. Mel Kenny blows up here. And a chance to relieve some pressure here now for Katie Crawford.
Yeah, Katie done first well there. Mariner was trying to get inside her, but she shaded her well and turned over the ball and made her, forced her into overcarry it.
Doris now on the ball, a bit of space. The Longford women or the Clare women are falling back. No Clare woman now inside the Longford half, just about on the edge here, and quite the amount inside in the 45 as well. The crowd still collecting in here, a big collection of Longford people making their way in to support their girls this afternoon. As they lose the ball once again, they'll need all the help they can get as Clare are on the break once more through Chloe Maloney. A beautiful ball in, marking it 6s and 7s for those Longford girls in the background as they go zone at the moment. It's not working well for them. They have plenty of space, Clare here, and a beautiful crossfield ball against the wind collected there by Callanan. A lovely dinky ball in there from OD against the wind, collected beautifully there. But 2 women, marking Gráinne Nolan, she's dispossessed. Much better there from Longford in the background. A free there, a high challenge on one of the Longford women. So we'll come back for a free.
Yeah, Noonan just seemed to pick up a knock on the head, but she'll shake that off. She'll go super hands, got a hand in there and got a turnover in the ball. Broke down the Clare attack.
Longford slow down the ball. They come up, another high challenge there. I think she may have fallen into it. I think the referee Kenny happy to leave that go. So it's Clare on the attack again. Only 3 Clare women inside at the moment. A blanket of a defence up from Longford. Nowhere to go with a strong wind. You'll have to bring it in closer, she says. She brings it to Laurie Ryan, who tries to do that. She leaves it to OD. OD on the left. She puts it low. Maybe a goal chance here for Clare. The ball comes across on Mark off the crossbar there from Clare. But they're still coming. Another effort blocked down there. And great work from Longford. The crossbar doing most of the defensive work, but eventually cleared by Longford. But not for long. Clare are coming again. 2 chances there for Clare. And they come again through the hands now of Callanan. Callanan sends a lovely crossfield ball to number 19, Nolan. But the wind takes that one, drifts away. Very lucky from Longford there. The crossbar saving. I'm not sure who got the shot away. But all in front to goal there. Might have been Laurie Ryan. Not entirely sure. Took the
so
chance.
Niamh D was attacking in. Thought she was going to take her point. She had the space, but she's seen Amy Sexton. Got the pass into Amy. Super save, or of course that hit the crossbar, bounced back down, and Niamh D got the second shot on it. And fair dues to Longford that they're clearing their lines.
They are, and a kick out there coming short. Could have fallen into the hands there of Crawford, but falls out of her hands. But luckily enough, falls to another Longford woman, Reynolds, as they look to break now and make amends. Beautiful ball in there, down the wing, not dealt with originally by Longford woman, but she'll come again. She has a bit of space in front of her. There's movement in the centre as well if she can give a hand pass. Beautiful hand pass there to Farrell. Farrell's coming in. Is she fouled? Mel Brooks with the whistle in the hand, but he's giving the other way. A foot on the ground, he says.
Yeah, Lohan done fierce well, got the pass in, but just came up against the height there of Marin and Clare's Shifra Niconlan and turned over the ball. Thought thought we might got the edge and a free on that one, but no, tough ref closest to it.
Happy enough with that decision. Chloe Maloney now looking for a bit of space herself. Clare have closed down the ball in the last few minutes. They're very happy to keep possession, work the ball up slowly through the centre of the pitch, and it's Aisling Reedy who brings the ball with her this time. There's a defence opening up in front of her, but she has to go out the wing eventually. It falls now to Roisin Considine, who's out the wing here on the 21, puts it back to her corner forward Calnan, who doesn't have a score so far but is certainly searching for one. Sexton now on the ball. She'd bring it out to the 45. Clare slow down the ball, but there's bigger pressure coming now from that Longford defence, but they do well, Clare, and they get it into Marion, who's very dangerous here on the left boot. She's half blocked down, the ball goes out to the left and that'll go wide, but a chance here for Clare against a very strong wind to try something.
Yeah, Marion was in, looked like she was going to get the shot on, but of course Keegan got the sneak in, timed it lovely and got a great block on that. Goes out for 45.
Certainly was a good block. We're expecting a very close match here this afternoon, Mary. I'm sure both these teams did very well at group stage. Obviously, Longford being unbeaten as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, so of course Longford are coming in, you're hoping that the consistency of the wins is going to be to their advantage. Clare had a great win, win over Down, but we're lost out in the last 10-15 minutes against Roscommon in the last group game. But here we are, quarter-final stages. Winner takes all today. It doesn't matter what happens before now. The next 60 minutes for these players is crucial for the goals that they have set themselves for this championship.
Well, Longford break down the wing, but it does fall to a Clare woman's hands. That Clare woman is the cornerback, Ellie O'Gorman. In this afternoon, she started for Ruhan last week and is starting again this afternoon, playing very well so far this afternoon. It is a Clare woman, Amy Sexton now, who has the ball. She's outside the D. There's a bit of space outside here for Nolan. If she can collect, she certainly does. She might go for the chance here, but a very difficult angle. She swings it in instead. Well, there might have been a push there in the back. I think there was a push in the back. Yeah, it was seen by Mel Kenny. It was an obvious enough push there on the back of, I'm not sure who was it for Clare inside, but I think a very obvious push there, unfortunately, and maybe no need for it, but Mel Kenny with no option there but to give the penalty.
Yeah, he's given the penalty. It seemed to be maybe Crawford just got a little touch on it there and deemed to be a free, so it certainly was inside the box, so penalty will be taken.
It certainly was. Peamount United soccer player stepping up to take this one, Chloe Maloney. You'd imagine she'll definitely fancy her chances. There's quite a strong wind against her, but she's used to the ball on the ground, this woman.
Yeah, just 11 minutes gone now in the game. Laurie Ryan, actually, her soccer teammate, she made that drive here from the half-forward line and found Sexton before the foul was converted. But yeah, so you see here they give Chloe Maloney and Laurie Ryan, they're actually teammates. I think they're at loan at the moment or so. But either way, she's up for the shot here now and it's going to hit it off her left.
Oh, and she dispatches beautifully up into the top right-hand corner. Chloe Maloney scoring her first goal of the afternoon. Really no option there for Ruth Jones. An unstoppable shot. Yeah,
well taken by Chloe. It looked like she was going to hit it off her left. So very well taken.
So all clear this afternoon. The pressure coming, and the pressure definitely showing this afternoon, and shown right there. The pressure coming on Longford, and Ruth Jones forced to go out the wing, but too far. It goes out over the line. An unmarked Clare woman inside as well. That unmarked Clare woman is Amy Sexton again, who's playing very well this afternoon. She has a bit of space. She can send it back to the 14 and leaves a chance there for Cullinan, who was hitting the leg very awkwardly as she took that off, but I think she'll be okay. She certainly took a wallop there in the leg, but she should be fine.
Yeah,
she fell very awkwardly there. But
yeah, you can see the wind there just pulled it off to the left. It looked like it was just going to sneak in, but the wind just pulled it away to the left. Yeah, 12 minutes into the game, and Clare, of course, leading 1-2. Longford would want to start midden around. Clare are controlling. They're putting a huge press on Longford coming out, even though Longford have a longer kick out because of that little wind. Clare are putting a huge press up here from midfield to half forward line, making it very difficult for Longford to break up.
Would you see any options there for Brian Noonan now this afternoon, making any changes, or will he be confident in those girls and them stepping up in the next few minutes?
No. Like, the game is like Longford just need to get the right look on the turn of the ball and get up to match pace here. suppose it just boils down to huge work rate and the willingness to turn over. Clare the same in the last group game, went ahead they were well in the first 15 minutes and until Roscommon come back into the game, but we'll be hopeful here that Longford will start to break down at half forward and start the attack zone.
Foul there on Katie Crawford. She looks to relieve the pressure. Doesn't do a very good job. A bit of a hospital pass, but luckily falls into the hands of a Longford woman. And Clare Fennell, the captain, will be looking to inject a bit of energy and pace into this Longford team. She dances up the wings there and she gives it eventually to Reynolds. Reynolds is, well, she's not fouled. Steps there from Mel Kenny. He leaves it to the Clare women and it's in the hands of OD here. She puts a short one there. Not much marking coming from Longford this afternoon. An easy 1-2 to Katrina Callanan here. She sends it back to OD. The two full forwards out in the central position. A beautiful crossfield ball coming from her straight into the hands of Maloney. It falls from the hands, but unfortunately there's a Clare woman behind her to collect and she'll take the pass off her. Maloney now under a bit more pressure. Longford definitely putting more pressure on these Clare women, but the marking inside in the full forward line again a bit suspect as they come through. Beautiful 1-2 here. Beautiful hands from Clare. They look maybe for a goal, maybe for a point. There's tackles coming in from left, right and centre from Longford, and they're doing better this time. A legal tackle that time. A Clare woman with nowhere to go and better in defence there.
Yeah, Cosner coming back in from half forward down there to try and tighten defence. Ray Reynolds was well turned over here where Adi came back to help Reedy. And so I suppose we have Crawford here on the attack again. She'll have to look. Shannon has made the run if she didn't see her make the run. And now she'll find Farrell on this wing.
One woman for Longford inside in the Clare 45. Two women marking her. So it will be difficult, but they do have a very strong wind behind them. They're looking for a bit more patient play as Noonan makes sure she has a safe pass. She finds the safe pass and she brings it to the wing. Inside now into the 21.
Yeah, well done.
Come Longford. They're nipping and they're ducking, but there's a hand of a Clare woman inside there to dispossess.
Yeah, fair start done. Harvey done well there. Like she cut out that the pass that was coming rightly into Clodagh.
Clare defending in droves with that strong wind, but they are breaking very quickly, and it's a corner back here. Eddie Gorman who's breaking for Clare. I don't think they seem to be marking too much or marking their own zone, that's for sure. They're taking off up the pitch, cornerbacks, wing backs, and doing the same here. Advantage accruing here for Clare as they come through the centre. Longford put up a wave of defence there at the 45, but it didn't seem to do much good as Clare have burst through. Falls finally into the hands of a Longford woman and they look to clear their lines, but really the Longford problems all begin in the opposition half.
Yeah, I see a lot of our half forward line are actually coming down into defence to try and help. And then when we've broke the ball, the job is for them to work back up. But you'd hope now Farrell has it in the middle of the field. Hopefully she'll see the run. Lohan gets. But at the moment, see Clare playing that extra defender, and she's sitting right in front of Lohan. Great ball in from Farrell into the corner. She found Lohan. She sees Sarah Shannon. She's in the centre now.
Lohan being triple marked, be very difficult for her. She does again have to foul. Three women around her, making life very, very difficult for the Longford woman who did well to collect the ball. But it's Amy Lennon who come out here.
Yeah, there again, Neva D. She's played like at half forward, but she's back in there again to help cause a travelling for Clodagh Lohan at defence. Let's not forget it, Neva D. She's a fine footballer. She was, and therefore, easy known, she was nominated for the 2021 Intermediate Player of the Year award, which was won by, of course, Sarah Dillon, the Westmeath Intermediate Champions last season.
Chloe Maloney again, the goal scorer from the penalty spot, has the ball in hand. She's coming to a more defensive position now and bringing it up the pitch. This time, a bit too many steps from Clare. The referee today, the Mayo man, Mel Kenny, definitely blowing up for steps. Normally they say 4 steps, normally 6, 7, 8 steps are fine, but today he seems strict enough with the steps. As Longford get away their first chance, but blocked down there, but they might be in here for a goal or a point even. She'd be happy with that. Would Louise Monaghan, I think, put that one away, but that one goes to the left and wide. Longford's first chance of the afternoon, nearly 18 minutes gone here, depending on how much extra time the referee will play, but Louise Monaghan with the first chance for Longford this afternoon, but just to the left and wide. Clare collect from a short kick out in the safe hands there of Tara Kelly, a very experienced full back line there for Clare this afternoon. Laurie Ryan, experienced enough player herself, starting at a very young age playing for Clare.
Steps.
She sends it to Marion, and a very biased Longford woman beside me here calling step there before Mel Kelly called steps. But you know, as we always say, Mary, you play the ref, and the referee definitely blowing up for steps very soon.
Yeah. No, he's consistent so far, which is good, and that's the most important thing. I was just making sure he wouldn't forget that one.
Farrell, I think he heard you from up here. Farrell now with a second chance here. That one might creep inside the right-hand post. Michelle Farrell, I believe, for Longford. It certainly was. I see her number now. And the first point for Longford, one wide coming from them. And the first score this afternoon, that might settle nerves, Mary.
Yeah, it's 18 minutes for Longford to get themselves on the scoreboard. So you'd hope now there'd be an opportunity here to start turning over the kick out. So far, the Clare backs are really tight and sticking tight there. Like just before that, there was a super block from Ellie Gorman who took Michelle Farrell's shot. But now that Longford is settled, you see Clare's back on the attack again. We just seem to be missing that intensity to turn over their kick out.
And inside, isolated by herself, is Callanan once again. Clare women now coming up in their droves. 5 Clare women inside the 45, 6 now. And one of them is Aisling Reedy. She has a point already. She'll be looking for a second, I'm sure. This time happy to leave a beautiful ball into the corner to her full forward, Niamh O'Dea. Niamh O'Dea is looking for a 1-2 here if she can get it. She can't, but it'll fall to her. Centre back, Laurie Ryan. Falls back now eventually to Maloney. She goes cross field. The 2 soccer players linking up this afternoon. She has to send a ball far across the pitch to Grania Harvey. Grania does well. She brings it up the wing, but Clare being marked. There's a lot more pressure coming on them now from Longford, who are doing better. There's no easy way through. I think that one might have been pulled out of the hands, I think Mel Kenny is saying. So
yeah, Roisin Constantine just got this. A Longford player left the hand in too long and just got called for the free. Opted in, they were doing okay, but so Chloe Maloney will step up for this. Looks like Grania Nolan actually.
Wind has died down just a bit, which might help her. Just outside the 21 to the left hand side of the goal. Steals a few steps on the right, and that one looks very good. It certainly is. I'm not sure who scored that for
Grania Nolan got that one. Grania Nolan took that free, yeah.
Nolan with her second point, 1 wide and 2 points coming from Grania Nolan this afternoon. Pressure now again on Ruth Jones. Clare are pushing up on that Longford kick out, but this time they do well with it. She goes short and just outside the D. It's collect by a Longford woman, but she's under pressure. A push there on the back. That push coming from Schifferney Hun, the Clare woman. It's not. It's Katrina Callanan, the push. And Longford slow with the ball. I'm not sure if they'll be wanting to speed things up with that wind and try to get a few more scores before this half ends.
Yeah, of course. Like what? I'm just watching. You can see here that Ellie Gorman seems to be playing that extra sweeper at midfield, which makes it very difficult for our half hours to make that run. But
Noonan,
very
Noonan
well.
going herself and taking
No, Michelle Farrell took that
Farrell,
one.
beautiful score there from Farrell. Her second.
Yeah, lovely off the outside of the right boot.
It certainly was. The wind showing its strength there as well, and helping that ball over the bar. Could have fallen in over the head, but plenty of oomph behind that one. Falls over the head of Amy Lennon, and the second point there for Michelle Farrell this afternoon. And Longford putting pressure on the kick out again. They might be coming for another third score here for Farrell if she can get this one in. This one falling much too low into the safe pair of hands there of Amy Lenihan, and Clare slow the ball down, coming under a bit more pressure, not as full of energy as they were for the first 5 or 10 minutes. Clare breaking forward with the ball.
Yeah, I suppose Clare with the wind going short of the kick out, and I suppose Longford were lucky enough to turn it over there, but of course there again Ellie Gorman and Schieffer came in to get the block on Michelle Farrell.
And it's Clare who come now. Marinan with plenty of pace. She's put under pressure by Shona McCormack. She drops the ball. McCormack stays over her, and she does well. She doesn't foul. The ball is picked off the ground. As she was on the ground, Marinan gives away the free, and Longford look to break again. The wind in the sails now of this Longford team as they come through their captain, Clare Farrell. She gives a lovely turn to her midfield partner, Mairead Victory, who goes on a lap of the field over to the right and gives it to the wing back. That's
She
Katie
finds
Crawford.
Mairead again, yeah.
She finds Mairead again. A beautiful 1-2 there. More positive play from Longford, using the wind this time, giving a beautiful kick pass there. I think into Lohan on the far corner.
It is, yeah.
The eyesight's failing me today. especially with those numbers. In the
Yeah, great pressure again there from Harvey. Got overturned Claude Lohan in that corner. Doubled up. Clare don't fierce well that way. Once there is any sort of, they're just sort of crowding out and getting tried to do 2 on American. And it's working so far when the pressure comes on them.
But Clare do break quick. This time, Longford definitely with an extra woman back. That's going to put more pressure on the Clare full forward line, who've been given a bit of free rein, especially in the first 15 minutes. Longford doing a lot better. Clare forced to slow down the ball. They're put under pressure. I think there was a foul there. There certainly was, called by the lineswoman here. No advantage accruing, so Clare will take the free. They'll take it quick and they'll come back here to Grania Harvey. She lays it back. Clare now looking for movement inside. Not much movement coming. The forwards have slowed down, but one woman who's definitely moving inside there, I think, is Fidelma Marion. She does well, but bottled up. I think the jersey was pulled there. It certainly was. Fidelma Marion was the only woman moving. She collected well. She turned. She was coming under pressure. But Mel Kenny calling there for pull on the jersey, and that will leave for another chance here for, I suppose, it's Nolan again.
Nolan's up in it, yeah. Fierce grip ball in from Neva D. She kept looking for her forward to make the run. Fidelma made the run, and now there's a nudge, and Nolan gets a chance to take the free again. Rain has stopped, which is great here. It'll help with the intensity of the game.
Very dangerous ball, falling in low. Devil Wet originally, but it falls into the legs of a Clare woman. And is that Callahan who was injured?
Yeah, Callahan, yeah. She just got a great shot from Callahan.
She did took quite a bang to the knee earlier on, and she stayed down for a while, and showing that she's still possibly injured there, Callahan. She did very well. I don't know if she can stay on. She's been holding that injury now for quite some time, but Evan Talty happy to keep her on the pitch for now. A long kick out coming this time from Longford, but it falls to a Clare woman.
And Ryan making that great run again. She sees she sees Eilidh Gorman on the outside.
Mariana now again collecting on the far side. She's played well, the tall woman. She does well. She sends it back, but a woman who's not so tall going over her head there and falls to a Longford woman. A beautiful kick pass there. To Louise
expect
Monaghan.
Louise to pick this up, and just how she...
Great defending there from the experienced Elio Gorman, who does well once more, putting massive pressure on Monaghan, and Clare turn it over again, and it's Maloney the goal scorer this time. There's plenty of beautiful runs and beautiful hand passes coming from this Clare team in the forward line. But there's loose marking coming still from Longford, who are going zonal. Clare punishing so far. This time will they punish again? That one, I think, from the leg of Amy Sexton, going just to the left and wide. Her first chance of the day, but again the wind probably playing a factor there and just bringing that one to the left and wide. Yeah,
great pressure there from Leanne Keegan and Emer O'Brien just to try and turn over the ball, but of course when Katrina got the chance, the last score, she got a great point over the bar.
And 2 Clare women down here, and definitely one of them is Katrina Callahan, I think. Yeah, I don't think she's quite shifted that bang to the knee that she got maybe 10-15 minutes ago. She's down. The Clare women look out on their feet this afternoon. They've put in a great shift in this first half, but some tired looking Clare women now out there.
Callahan's up again anyway. Yeah, she come off. She scored a great point last week as well. So once she has herself on the scoreboard now, she'll try and run off that injury.
All ready to go here again. Again, up to the referee, Med Kenny, when he's going to blow and how many minutes of added time. He'll say that himself. So we're not quite sure ourselves. We keep an eye on our own clock here and add a few minutes if we can. But quite a few minutes left here now for Clare to put a few more scores on the scoreboard. I'm sure Longford will be thinking the same with that very strong wind still blowing this afternoon. But it's all Clare the last few minutes, and they come again, this time to the young Siofra Hunnell. She drops but gets time to go back and pick again. She sends to Harvey, who's on the ball, the cornerback, with a lovely ball, floated ball with the left boot into the 45. They'll go back. Very patient play from Clare this afternoon. And Grania Nolan, 2 points so far this afternoon. She was a late addition, but the late additions for Clare have played brilliantly. And a nice ball, if this can go over the bar, just to the left and wide from Clare. But again, an unmarked to Clare full forward, left by herself inside. A snapshot this time, just going to the left and wide. Still 1-4 to 2 points here. And it's all Clare, and still massive pressure coming on Ruth Jones, with Clare pushing up on any quick kick-outs here. And again, snuffed out, this time by Fidelma Marinan, who's played well. She puts a beautiful ball to OD, who sends it back to Marinan. She has space on the D. She'd be happier on the right. She brings it to the right and sends this one right over the bar. Another beautiful score for Fidelma Marinan, who's played brilliantly in this last few minutes. Cuts out the kick-out from Ruth Jones. And lovely 1-2 with the full forward. Niamh O'D collects again, brings it onto the right, and a wonderful score here. What I was just saying there, Mary, the 3 unnamed girls in the beginning who've come in the last minute playing very well for Clare so far.
Yeah, well, see, they were from playing in all of the group games, so surprisingly that they were named on the sub bench anyway. So, yeah, Fidelma Mar, it's coming off. That's great. They're taking a great point. Hugely versatile, and of course, having scored 1-3 last week, it was a definite that she would be on the field.
Longford now, again.
Longford get huge pressure getting the kick-outs. Crawford is the only one seems to be really looking for the kick-out off Ruth Jones. So our midfielders are not rightly in this game at all yet.
Well done there, the number 7 for Longford, Crawford, doing well, coming through the centre herself, shifting a few tackles, bringing it forward, showing bravery. Collecting again and winning the free now for Longford on the Clare 65. Again, looking for movement. Not much movement coming. If there's any, it's coming from Louise Monaghan, who collects and sends back. Now the danger woman, Michelle Farrell, going again. 2 Clare women, 4 Clare women now in front of her. She finds space out the wing and maybe will collect again. No, a ball coming out here to Monaghan. She has to turn around. There's massive pressure coming from that Clare full back line. Nowhere to go. She brings it out to the 50-yard line and even further again as they look to build here. And maybe a bit more patient play coming from Longford this afternoon. Monaghan has been central to this attack. She does well again. A bit of space out here to the left side of the Longford attack. And they do well. They just about hold the ball. Not much movement inside. Only 2 Longford women. Only 1 Longford woman now inside the 21.
Yeah, we're seeing Clare, all of the 14 Clare's team. Marie Victory, well done, Marie. Did you get your free on that one?
I think a free coming. Yeah, she did do very well. A beautiful pass coming to Maureen Victory, who does very well. She's fouled on the ground, so a chance now for a very happy Longford to get their 3rd point if they can. Again, a strong wind behind them here.
Yeah, amazing there. All of the Clares, 14, 50, all players were right behind their 45. Victory made the great run in, and it's their only chance to get a chance at them. But Longford need to run at them and win their frees.
Well, off the post there, and only a Clare woman waiting for it, and they'll break again. Maybe a foul there, a foul on Laurie Ryan, possibly. I don't think there was any malicious intent in that one, falling into his shoulder there, Laurie Ryan. We'll check the head and make sure the head is okay. So we're over 31 minutes here, but there will be obviously extra time played by Mel Kenny. A few water breaks and injury breaks so far. And one of them here now as Laurie Ryan gets checked out by the Clare physio. Took a knock to the head there. Has stayed down. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, as we're coming into half-time here, Clare will be reasonably happy now with that performance. Seeing now it seems to be across a field wind, it won't matter. They'll be happy enough for that first 30 minutes. And as the lead, looks like they're going to be leading into it, a 1-5 to 2 points. But the work rate and intensity to turn over the ball, and I suppose what's really impressive from the Clare point of view is all of their forwards are getting back and tracking and cutting out any of the attacks that Longford are trying to make. Of course, it's unfortunate there. Great, well touched free by Michelle Farrell, but just hit off the post. That would have narrowed the margins a little more.
Chloe Maloney now has come back to take this free. I think Laurie Ryan seems to be okay, so we'll play on. She takes her time putting on the gloves. Might be playing for half time here as the wind is dying down quite a bit, but still favours Longford team. She goes back to her goalkeeper, Amy Lennon. Puts it back to Chloe Maloney. Maloney now looking for a bit of space. Sends a hand pass to the left. Luckily finds a Clare woman in the end, and they go up past the midfield line, but the whistle's blown here by Mel Kenny, the referee for today, in what was really Clare's half this afternoon against quite a strong wind. Mary, what are your thoughts on Longford and that performance in the first half?
Yeah, I suppose lucky enough that he pulled up the whistle there because Fidelma was gone again on a run. But Clare, we were reasonably happy certainly with their first half. They haven't missed only. They had 4 chances. There's 4 wides really in the first half compared to Longford's 3 wides. Longford taking 18 minutes to get themselves settled into the game. So I suppose. They'll know now, they'll regroup at half time, and there's certainly a huge improvement needed from Longford in the second half to trying to match. They'll know that the next 30 minutes are crucial for their plans, but I'd like to see a lot more work rate from our Longford's half forward line as we try to do the first time ball, because once it's slowed down at all, Clare are back in droves defending and making it extremely difficult for Longford to attack.
Well, all to do, an uphill battle and against the wind, all to do for Longford in the second half here. Be back with us in 10 minutes time. Until then, Slán. Well, you're all very welcome back to St Brendan's Park here in Birr. The second half of the Intermediate Football Championship quarter-final about to get underway here. Mel Kenny waiting for the Clare team to collect in. They're just back out on the pitch. The wind should favour them, but it is dying down here now quite some bit in the second half, which I'm sure the Longford supporters, one of them beside me here, Mary Kiernan, will be very happy about.
Yeah, I suppose we give a shout out to anyone that's viewing, streaming either throughout Ireland or worldwide. Special shout out to cousins of mine, Mal and Maureen Fallon, who ironically are in Quilty, Clare today, shouting and supporting for Longford. And of course, we think of Emer Heaney, who will be watching in from California, who had missed his game due to family commitments. And another shout out to Edith Lennon and her family, who are watching. She's a native of, she's from Kilo, ladies at home, and her family are watching in from Poland. So I suppose there'll be many fans and past players of Longford and Clare ladies watching in, as we bring you live commentary from Birr.
Well, hopefully they need a comeback here, that's for sure. They need all the support they can get, but it is Clare on the attack now with Callanan. She is bottled up, so maybe those prayers and well wishes are working here as Longford put in 3 defenders. They do well, they dispossess Callanan, and they'll certainly be happy with that. They need a score or 2 here very quickly if they can. Against that wind, the sun comes out here. It's 4 seasons this afternoon, as it has been all over the country this weekend. Longford now bringing the ball up the pitch. Clare falling back a little bit more defensively. They might do that in the second half. I'm not sure if there's any changes. We keep an eye out. I don't see any so far this afternoon. Nothing coming from Evan Talty and Brian Noonan yet. Happy enough with how things are progressing. Certainly Brian Noonan looking for...
Yeah, we see Grace Shannon here has started at right forward. Number 19 from Longford is in. She was just on that ball, but just got the ball and hit it too long into Lohan in the corner.
Yeah, so Grace Shannon, number 19 in there. Not sure who is gone. We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, she seems to have replaced Cosgrove. Aisling Cosgrove.
Okay, so number 10, Aisling Cosgrove is out, and Grace Shannon in for her. Keep an eye. I'm not sure if there's any more. But anyway, Clare with the ball. Amy Dennehan here brings it up past the D and falls finally into the hands of Laurie Ryan. She does well, brings it to OD. OD now with a bit of space in front of her. Longford women making their way back, but it's the Clare women who break quicker as Laurie Ryan connects again. She does well. Chloe Maloney is by herself. She's in the D. She leaves the ball inside, but massive pressure coming from a Longford defence.
Keegan done fierce well there. Got the one-hand block on Fidelma. It was a certain score if she hadn't to make the contact. But with Grace Shannon here from Slashers, she's just come in, so she's on the ball here. She's just after doing her leaving cert, so she just joined the panel this weekend. And
she's full of energy, that's for sure, Grace Shannon, but the ball just falls out of her hands, dispossessed there as Clare will come again. And Considine now, who's been quiet so far this match, is on the ball. She breaks a tackle, she might even break a second. She certainly does. She does well. She brings it inside the 45 and lays it off here to Amy Sexton with one wide so far this afternoon. She holds on to it too long. Much more pressure coming from Longford, who've obviously got a talking to this afternoon at half-time, and have come out definitely more pumped up in that back line. They get an extra 10-20 yards as well.
Yeah, Sexton ran into a tough wall there, made victory there and shaded her out. Great turn, great chance for Longford just to cause the overcarry and make sure Emer O'Brien is on the ball now looking for that victory. Most importantly, Raf has deemed it took too long on it, so that's lost possession.
Referee seems to be in a hurry this afternoon. He's blowing up very quickly for everything, but he is being very consistent this afternoon, Mary. You have to say that about him. Emer O'Brien taking a bit too much out of the ball there. Again, not much movement coming from the Longford midfield and forwards to help her. Again, talking back, so we're right back to where we started. As Clare have the ball, they're holding on to it a bit too long, but just given in time with the wind behind her there. Yes, comes from a Clare woman. I think it was Chloe Maloney taking that one. And that wrestle on the ground here. OD is on the ground. She has the ball. There's two Longford women on top of her. But there's one Clare woman injured there. I'm not sure if it's Katrina Calnan again down for Clare.
Looked like it might have been Katrina there, but I think
They're going through the wars. I see a bit of bandage on the knee. She took a knock there in the first half. Might still be carrying it. Might have been something else, but the Clare physio out, having a look. I think this looks a bit more serious than I think she had in the first half. She seems to be halfway getting up, so not too bad. Katrina Camden.
Yeah, just before he pulled it there, it looks like it was going to be a free into Clare, so interesting now. Now he's going to throw it up.
Throw in here coming from Mel Kenny. He's looking for a bit of space either side of both players that they contest the throw up here. He has the ball in hand. He slows down. He's taking his time. He restarts the watch. The ball is thrown in, and it's won by a Clare woman eventually. They break quickly now. Marion has a bit of space. She turns. Beautiful turn from Marion. She wants to bring it onto the right. She's not able to. They'll have to come out. Grania Harvey now inside the 45. Leaves it to OD. This one might fall short dangerously, but dealt with well there by Ruth Jones. And she might have been fouled there. I think she has been, yes. Does well with it. The sun in her eyes, falling in just under the crossbar, but collects the ball and is fouled. She looked for a bit of movement. There is some movement coming there from Mairead Reynolds, who does well. She collects on the wing, but is she dispossessed? I think she might be, and it falls out over the sideline to who? I'm not sure. The lineswoman giving it to Longford. They will have the chance here to clear their lines. A bit of movement again coming for her midfield partner, Mairead Victory in the centre. She collects the ball, drops, but has time to collect again. But all the work to do here, as most of the Longford team are behind her. Only 2 up here in the 45, 4 in the 65. So they'll have to build up slowly against that strong wind. Do what Clare did, possibly Mary, in the first half. Come up in a wave, bring numbers up with them against that very, very strong wind.
Yeah, great run there by Crawford again. She found Farrell on the wing here and doing huge work, but I'd like to see them switching the ball because we're extra. I suppose Longford have 2 extra on this side here, but I suppose it's easy for me to see that from here.
Victory now had the ball. It was switched, but switched to the centre. Victory does well. She brings it to her corner back, Shauna McCormick. Shauna is looking for a bit of space. Nice pass in there. Dealt with very well by the number 11, Lohan there. She sends the ball across, but there's huge pressure coming from that Clare full back line. They've done very well. Harvey this time getting a hand in, clearing the ball, and it comes as far as Considine, who has a bit of space. Out the wing here is Fidelma Marinan, who's had a wonderful second half of the first half and has played well so far in the second half as well. There's now space for the Clare women, who seem to be getting a lot more space as Reedy comes in. She's inside the box now, sends it across. Dangerous ball to Reedy again, kicks but saved into the chest there of a Monaghan woman who is fouled. That Monaghan woman is Keegan, who does very well there to collect the ball. She's fouled again.
Yeah, our Longford woman.
Our Longford woman even.
You're mixing up with our half forward, Louise Monaghan. But yeah, with Thelma Marinan was again got a great ball in. Dee spotted the little pass. Thought she was going to make contact with her running forward coming in, but of course Keegan was there, timed it perfectly again and got in for the block.
He did well, and they'll come here now through Reynolds. She is not fouled. Hard tackling coming in from Clare, but legal tackling, and they've done well again. The ball coming up through the midfield every time, but the full backs definitely have the measure of the full forwards on both sides so far in the second half, and they're able to break up again Clare. Longford will need to put in a lot more work to try to break into that scoring position in with that strong wind in the second half. But it's Clare who come again, and they have a bit of space here. Beautiful marching run coming here, but the tackling from Amon has been great. I think there might have been a hand in the back there, though. Even though it was a good hand in to bring the ball out of the possession of the Clare woman, there might have been a hand in the back there, Mary.
Yeah, I just really was making. She's some drive in her when she makes a run. Midfielder, fine athlete, but Mairead Victory seemed to have deemed to just have caught her on the arm.
Great tackling.
Tight margins, I'd say.
Great tackling from both sides. Clare substitutes, so Cleana Blake, 13, who was to start, but Fidelma Marinan started for her. In for number 19, Grania Nolan, who was a late addition to the Clare team. Grania playing very well, 2 points so far this afternoon.
Yeah, great shot. Must be Chloe Maloney, left foot of free.
So Maloney has a goal, and now a point to her name as well. 1-1 coming for Chloe Maloney this afternoon. 1-6 now for Clare. 2 points for Longford, yet to score in the second half. That ball is blocked downing, but they do get to come again through the hands of Crawford. And ball out the wing here, and a nice quick ball in, but the sweeper there from Clare coming across, dispossessing again. And Clare mopping up there on their own 45 so far this afternoon. And they'll come again. Amy Sexton now with the ball. She sends it across to Aisling Reedy. A floated ball in. Maybe falls to a Clare woman. Falls over the head of one Clare woman, but into the hands of the second. That's Considine. Considine is tackled, rested on the ground. Maybe illegally so. A push coming. I'm not sure from who. Push coming from a Longford hand. And it's a Clare woman who'll get to step up and possibly put another point between these two. 9 points in all for Clare now, 2 for Longford, a 7-point game. As Fidelma Marinan steps up with the right boot, has 1 point already, no wide yet. A big effort, but a big boot, and that one flies over the bar. 2 points now for Fidelma Marinan, 1-7 for Clare, 2 points for Longford. They have it all to do, and Clare coming, putting pressure on this kick out again. Longford possibly going short. They certainly are, but there's 2 Clare women there to collect it, and one of them is Marinan. She on the right again. That could be a 3rd point for Marinan. Well, a quick 3rd point for her. It was collected originally by the substitute, Cleana Blake, number 13, who intercepted that ball. Fidelma Marinan gets her 3rd chance of the day and her 3rd point, no wide for the number 28 this afternoon. As Longford now finally making another change. Yeah,
great introductions. Great to see Cleana Blake there coming in from Clare and making an impact. A lovely pass off to Marinan. Marinan again, wind with her. A little bit of a wind, not sure if it was needed or not, but she got the great touch on the ball anyway. Her 2nd point. Her 3rd point today.
Ciara Mulligan coming in for Longford. Is it the number 2 gone off? Looks like number 2 coming off there. Shauna McCormack. And okay, well, we'll keep an eye on now. It's Clare coming again anyway. That's what we're looking at. And Clare come. A beautiful goal there. Katrina Cannon, I think, coming in. Well, she doesn't look injured now. As we were talking about the substitutes, Clare were looking at doing the business. They win the kick out once more. They come down. There was space there for Callanan. She showing no sign of injury. Wallops that ball into the bottom right hand corner, and life very difficult now for Longford. 2-8 to Clare, only 2 points for Longford, who are under all kinds of pressure this afternoon, but trying to relieve it there is another substitute here, another Clare substitute on the far side. But Leanne Keegan doing well there for Longford, stepping up, winning ball.
Oh yeah, and it comes in the back lane tall. Keegan will be sure to have her nose beside it.
I think Callanan finally going off. Callanan finally going off for Clare. She doing her job, scoring a goal there. Last action of the day for her. She does her job well. As Leanne Keegan now looks to bring this ball out. The jersey pull there surely from a Clare woman, but Longford will play on. They need to. Comes off the foot there of Lohan and back to a Clare woman, but finally
well
falls
intercepted
to a
by
Longford.
Mairead Victory. Well done.
She does
This
well.
is something that Longford certainly need to start building here and get themselves on the scoreboard.
Well, nothing to lose, and the substitute Grace Shannon now looking to put in a performance this afternoon. She puts this one in low, but falls dangerously. Could fall to a Longford hand. It certainly does. Blocked down there. And I think it was Michelle Farrell there who was 2 points already. It fell to her.
There again, Ellie O'Gorman came in and got the crucial block on Farrell's shot.
Blocked down, but Longford will have a chance to come again. Nothing to lose now, Mary, really. They can throw the kitchen sink at this one.
Yeah, we're only 12 minutes gone, so still ample time for them to get back into the game, but the intensity needs to start here.
Michelle Farrell has 2 points so far, no wide, one off the post. I don't know if you could classify that as a wide or not, but she looked to go short here against that strong wind. Impossible, really. Beautiful ball in here, but just over the head there of a Longford woman. So Clare get to clear their lines again, and it's Grania Harvey now with the ball. She sends it as far as Roisin Considine. Roisin is under fierce pressure here. She does well to collect it again and gives the hand pass away, but massive pressure there coming from the substitute Ciara Mulligan. She does well, but eventually Clare break through Laurie Ryan, who'll be able to run all day. She sends it back, and a lovely weighted left foot in there. Two Clare women waiting. Beautiful pass there.
Yeah, well, Niamh, he's seen the run coming off Considine, so a lovely tip-on pass from Roddy.
Beautiful. Longford collect here finally, but there's massive pressure coming on that Longford full back line to even try to clear the ball up the pitch at the moment.
Yeah, so we see here that Ciara Mulligan has come in and replaced Michelle Noonan. So we see Kieran will be playing in attack, but I suppose at this stage now Longford forwards will be dropping right back here to win this ball, because the pressure is coming on from Clare, even on our kickouts here.
Another Longford substitute ready to come in as well. Not sure who's on the far side. We have no fourth official, so hard to make out the numbers here, but we'll keep an eye on things. But anyway, we'll come back to Clare. First of all, the number 28 and number 27 combining. Maloney here now on the ball. A nice low kick across, but falls eventually well to Reedy. Reedy gives away the free.
Yeah, Shauna McCormick came in there decisively just to get the attack, and it was just, I'd say she was Maloney was charged, was fouled and ran into her.
Great work there now. Sarah Shannon making her way back to try to support her back line. She does well, collects the ball as we have a Longford substitute here. I'm not sure who's coming in and who's coming off. We keep an eye out for numbers. Possibly
so
number 4 coming off.
That's Sorka Dawson's coming in at corner back and replacing Emma Doors there. Yeah, Sorka's had two fine performances in the group game, and looking at the start today, so we'd see she's a great, very, very tight defensive player.
Longford go back, not much movement. Clare with 5 women now in the middle of the pitch, trying to hold that Longford attack. And they're doing a good job too, because they're not going anywhere. They need to attack. They need a bit of movement. Shannon is looking for the ball. If she can collect, she's in space. And Longford do well to hold the ball. A free there.
Yeah, great work again by Crawford. Huge pressure coming on from Clare. A lot of hands dropping in, dropping out, and Longford getting it hard to break in out through the midfield position here. But yeah, huge work right there from Crawford again. Huge display in the first half, but now we say Mairead Reynolds on the ball, so I'd like to see Mairead a lot more on the ball.
Mairead again looking for space, but again forced to go backwards. Longford looking maybe to bring numbers up to the Clare half and keep the ball here for the next while and look to tick over some scores, but they need to score one at least in this half. They haven't done so far. Shannon.
The right person has the ball now, Michelle, if she just get it touching it. Yeah,
a beautiful high ball there, a very dangerous ball as well, palmed out there by the Clare keeper. Lenehan does very well under a dangerous high ball. 2 Longford women in on top of her. She did very well, and Clare will clear their lines again. Well, I'm sure Evan Talty the happier of both managers this afternoon. Clare have not been in intermediate finals since 2016, and looking to get back to that level. He was doing an interview a few days ago where he talked about how equal all these 8 teams is a chance for all of them, and he'd certainly be looking to get as far as the final, but they'll need to hold off this Longford charge because they're still coming. And Grace Shannon on the ball now, but again that strong Clare defence swallowing her up. There'll be a throw ball here, a 50-50 ball there.
Yeah, Longford haven't been in All-Ireland quarter-final since 2014. So it's 8 seasons ago. But Clare lost 2 years ago. They lost the semi-final, and of course last year they were disappointed, of course, to lose to the eventual winners Westmeath in the quarter-final, only by a point or two in both seasons. So they'll certainly be eager here, but to pick up from those losses.
Throw ball here from Mel Kenny, and won by a Clare woman.
Yeah.
She breaks.
And who is it? Only Leave
O'Dea.
O'Dea again.
O'Dea playing brilliantly now. A big wave of very, very fast Clare women booting down the centre of the pitch. A lovely pass in there to the number 13, Cliona Blake, who's full of energy, but the ball falls short this time and is collected by a Longford woman. Longford will look to break now, but the break.
Yeah, well, Emer O'Brien done fierce well there, well gathered, and of course Keegan is solid in defence. Emer O'Brien supported her very well, and Longford are looking to push the attack. But you can see the huge swarm of Clare players at midfield in this whole three-quarter section of the field.
This time they give away a free. Lovely low-weighted ball there
Lohan
into Lohan. She has a bit of space here. She's looking to break one, if not two tackles. A nice fist pass out here. And they have a chance now. They might look for goal. No, a bit of a snuff there from Monaghan, who brought it onto her left boot. And that one goes curling out over the end line and wide. Her second wide of the afternoon from Monaghan, as Clare go short and they go quick now in the hands of their keeper Amy Lenihan. She looked to slow down ball. She'll take her time, look for an easy pass.
Well
Gives
done,
the
Crawford
wrong
again,
option in the end. Yeah.
Lovely turnover from Crawford. Yeah, you just mentioned the Clare goalie here under huge pressure there 5 minutes ago, and a super save on the line, fisted it out. So playing well, having get the start today.
And another monster boot coming from Longford. Again, another wide. I think the third wide of this half for Longford, and no score yet from them. This one going to the left and wide. Again, Amy Lenihan taking her time, looking for a Clare woman. She does well. A beautiful pass here, and Ellie O'Gorman, the experienced hands of hers, will bring the ball forward. A nice pass there from Clare boot, falls inside the 45, and Cliona Blake is inside really by herself. She puts a ball in, but again, who else is it to break?
Yeah, only the solid. And Richard Keegan is so passionate. Like, he's such an experienced player, still only very, very young, but an amazing character.
She's brilliant.
All she wants is her team to perform here today.
And she's carrying that forward again. She collects again. A great run there from Keegan, who does well to keep the ball, but I think she did that on the ground. A great run from her up the centre of the pitch to collect that ball again, but she'll have to make her whole way back down now and try again. Great defensive performance from her as she lifts her tired legs up now and tries to make her way back, but maybe no need, because
victory's on it.
Victory's on it. She intercepts, she brings it up, she looks for the pass. Keegan's going back, so it'll have to come from somewhere else for Longford. Shannon does collect. She is looking for a bit of movement on the left leg. This is a beautiful score if she can get it. It falls just low again and into the hands of Amy Lennon, who has been very solid in that goal for Clare this afternoon.
Yeah, the wind is catching there. That's 2 days. That's 3 now in the last 15 minutes Longford have put into the goalie's hand. The wind is just catching it a little bit there and not getting the distance. Just have to work a bit more closer into goal on it.
Sexton now for Clare. 3 Longford women around her, but she gets it away lovely in the end. Clare under no major pressure here. We'll go back to Maloney.
Maloney looking for the inside ball.
A beautiful high ball in. 1 Clare woman versus 2 Longford women, but she does well. O'Dea maybe looking for blood here. Falls finally to the number 12, and what a goal from Roisin Considine. Her first shot of the match is an easy one. She had a little bit of work to do. A great work done there by O'Dea, who gave unselfishly the pass across to Considine, who slotted it beautifully past Ruth Jones. 3-8 now for Clare. 2 points for Longford. Well, I don't think anybody was thinking to be a scoreline like this with only a few minutes to go, but Clare have been excellent and again clinical in that full forward line, and a third goal coming beautifully taken by the number 12, Roisin Considine. We'll have a bit of a word here with the umpires. Mike Kenny just having a question or two, making sure there wasn't maybe a square ball or a free there. I'm not sure what it might have been, but I think that's a pretty safe goal there. And the scoreboard stays 3-8.
Yeah, this is a tough mountain for Longford, and it doesn't look like Clare have the upper hand here in this game at the moment. Of course, with a little bit of a wind advantage, Clare have part Nivo D at full forward, and of course, why wouldn't you? It's a super target to have. She's instrumental in the first half, covering back into defence and cutting out ball. But there again, set up Considine for that great goal.
Small injury here for the Longford goalie Ruth Jones. I'm not sure, is it a head injury or a hand injury? She was very brave there, coming across Considine to try to stop her. Didn't work this time, took a bit of a hit, but she seems to be okay. I think that's why Kenny was slowing down the match. There will be a substitute as well. I think number, is it 15 there for Longford coming off? Louise Monaghan.
Yeah, you can see Clare with 8 minutes to go. They'll be managed to be fairly happy with the performance. The intensity and the pace they've brought to the game throughout so far has been exactly what's needed in championship. Well, Longford are missing that, are just unlucky at times just not to get the look of the green and with the kick pass. And the forwards are getting turned over just a bit too easy.
I see number 20 for Clare in there, Joanna Doohan. Louise Monaghan out for Longford, and number 9 possibly Mairead Reynolds out as well on the far side. Free there, Anna Monaghan and a Clare woman. I'm not sure if it's too bad. So apologies there, we couldn't see the substitutes from here, but a good few substitutions made there. I think Louise Monaghan out for Longford.
Number 20 is in for Clare.
And number 20 in for Clare, Joanna Doohan.
21 is in for Longford as well. And
21, Camille Burke is in for Longford.
Oh yeah, she's slotted into corner forward here.
And Clare on the ball. We'll keep an eye out for who else is after coming in for Monaghan, but it's a Clare woman who has it. That Clare substitute is Joanna Doohan, who's just on the pitch. She sends a lovely ball across there to the number 13, Blake, who sends a 1-2 backwards, but Monaghan dealing better with this in defence. Won by who else?
You're getting mixed up with the Monaghan, the colours.
Oh yes, with Longford, that was that.
Yeah, no, it's Longford. Keegan, of course, and fair just to Shauna McCormick and Leanne Keegan, they both contributed to that turnover.
Certainly am. I do that all the time, the Longford, the Monaghan thing.
Well, of course, we were away jerseys today.
Monaghan on the brain.
Yeah.
Keegan doing very well once again. She's been a shining light there in the backs for Longford this afternoon.
Karen McLaughlin from Dramard is coming in here, right corner forward for Longford.
So Longford goes short, and who else collects but Leanne Keegan. She sends the ball out the wing. Collected nicely. A ball back. Dangerous enough ball, but clever, very, very clever as well. Collected here by Longford's Ciara Mulligan. She sends it to Farrell. Farrell, who played very well in the first half here, but there's 3 Clare women in front of her, not much space to move. I think that might be it.
Yeah, rightly so. Longford did the free there. She was got 2 or 3 pushes in a row there, Farrell to the sideline.
And the substitute coming on here for Clare this time. We have a chance to see who it is coming in and coming off. Number 12, I think, coming off for Clare. It's Roisin Considine, who has a point to her name this afternoon. Longford now with a lovely ball up the corner there. To Shannon. Shannon with a lot of work to do here, but she can do it if she wants. She's on the 21, left leg across here. Beautiful pass there. And Longford come again, but it was massive pressure coming from Clare. Great with the hands in. It does fall for a chance here for Camille Burke. This one will drift to the left and wide. It was probably on target with a very strong wind for the substitute. Camille Burke brings that one to the left and wide. And Amy Lenihan here under no pressure whatsoever. Brings it up. She looked for a bit of movement, a safe Clare pair of hands if she can find it. She goes long. There's plenty of space here for Joanne Doohan to chase this ball, but well, maybe not enough space because it runs over the sideline there. And Longford look to build as that ball runs out underneath the stand. And is collected. Longford, I suppose, playing for pride now. They'll definitely want to take over a few points in the second half.
Longford just haven't got on the board at all in the second half. 26 minutes gone. Time is running out, like pretty much 5 minutes left. But overall, they will be disappointed, and now I suppose they're leaving it a bit late now to try and recover it. But even at that, no matter what they're trying here, Clare are just consistently working really hard to turn over the ball.
Clare again working it inside the 45, breaking tackles. But the tackles are coming in from Longford. There's a bit of space there now for Reedy. She on the right boot, well, a monster of a kick. If she can get this, it's an absolute peach, and it certainly is. Aisling Reedy, I think, was it? The number 8?
Yeah. Reedy from midfield again, yeah. Overall, a fine performance. It's her second point now this afternoon.
She does well. Ruth Jones going short. Leanne Keegan collects. Who else? Safe pair of hands. Finds its way finally to her centre back partner, Katie Crawford. Katie fouled there, possibly, yeah.
Oh, she earned her free anyway, but anyway, you might as well take it now and make the best of it. But there again, of course, O'D came out to put pressure on Longford breaking out.
And Leanne Keegan collects this quickly, playing for pride. She'll want a few scores before the full-time whistle is blown here. She's looking for movement. There's not much coming. 1 or 2 in the middle, but mostly Longford moving in the back, and she is forced to go back. She will collect again. She might want to go herself. Well, there's an engine on this woman. She keeps going, but she's under massive pressure there from 3 Clare women in all. But it does find its way now to Mulligan, who does well, is fouled, wins the free, and Longford will have it again, but finding it very hard to break out of their half at the moment. Lovely ball here. If Shannon can collect, it runs past both players, but Sarah Shannon might have a chance to collect again. If she can work her way into a scoring position here, she won't, because there's a Longford woman there who might go herself, and isn't that a fine score? Wonderful score there for Longford.
Mulligan, Ciara Mulligan, so take that one. Oh, Shannon, Grace Shannon got the boot of that. Yeah, so a fine score.
Grace Shannon, the substitute coming in, finally getting Longford off the mark in this second half against Wynn. She did very well there, but it's Clare now who keep possession again and will work this ball forward. Longford not giving up, still chasing back, still marking, playing for pride now. Laurie Ryan is tackled, well tackled as well. She's put under massive pressure, forced to go backwards. She does so. There's 3 Clare women out this left wing. If they can bring it out, they certainly do. And dangerous Niamh O'D is one of them. She puts a lovely ball in here with the left boot here.
No, yeah, fair dues to Blake. Yeah, Cliona Blake just coming in there 10 minutes ago. Nice impact sub to have. All of Clare's subs have made impacts, and certainly a great score there from Cliona from play.
Certainly, she plenty of space inside as well. A beautiful weighted pass, and dealt with well by her, and the pressure now comes on Jones again. She's forced to go long this time, but it falls into a Clare woman's hand. It does fall out, but there was a push in the back there of Aisling Reedy, so Clare will come again. That wind picking up again. It will favour Clare, which won't make life easy for Longford, that's for sure. On the 45 here now is Niamh O'D. He might fancy your chances, you'd never know from here, but more likely she'll go short. There's 2 Clare women inside and only 2 Longford women marking them if she wants to go high.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to drop it in anyway, and
of
course Cliona is underneath it. Well cut out there, Sorka, well played. You just need to find the player and build an attack again.
Longford now with a beautiful kick pass here up the wing.
Camille Burke, Clongish, fine young footballer. I suppose Longford have a mix here of both experienced and youth, but a good few youth in the team this year, and they've made strides throughout the league and championship, so they will be extremely disappointed now that they haven't been able to bring the match plan to Clare's game plan today, but a lot of learning still take from it. And
Niamh O'D, a lovely pass in the wing here. She's keeping it safe. The wind was behind her. She finds Lizzie Roach, who's forced to go backwards.
Yeah, Lizzie has just been substituted in as well here. She was due to start.
Carol O'Leary, another substitute for Clare, had the ball. She gives it to O'D, who sends a lovely hand pass in. She brought the Longford woman in and sends it over her head into Grania Harvey's hand. Clare, another chance here, possibly. They're just outside the 21. Cliona Blake will fancy this if she can score. It's a beautiful point, and it's just falling inside the right hand post. And a second point for Cliona Blake, who certainly has made an impact since she's come on.
Yeah, you can see there the impact the wind has. Little side there, it's hitting the far post, and the wind is just curling ahead. I suppose Longford will be extremely disappointed that they didn't take advantage of that in the first half, and certainly Clare have counteracted on that and have got great scores from it.
Longford Seymour O'Brien now, the full back, looking to make an impact. She sends a nice ball across with the Durn as they break the
Karen
halfway
McLaughlin,
line.
the young footballer from Dramard, and she's in a corner back now.
Emer collects again, but is dispossessed by Clare. They look to break now. There's a one-on-one situation inside. If Amy Sexton can see it, she can give. She won't. She's slow down. Well, she does give eventually, but who else is there but Leanne Keegan, the bright light for Longford all afternoon, collects beautifully, sends a nice ball up as well here. With some nice kick passing coming from Longford, but dirty enough.
Yeah, lucky enough, it looked like a Clare hit off a Longford ball, but the line is giving it, we'll take it.
No, I thought it went off a Longford leg myself, but anyway, we won't fight over it at this stage.
No, it looked like certainly it was. It should be gone the other way, but we'll take the little pluses at this stage.
Camille Burke with the ball in. There was a bit of hand holding there.
Claire
but
Farrell
we'll
is on the
play
ball.
on.
If she could just make. Oh.
There's advantage being played there for her as well. She was pulled back. So on the 21, Longford have a chance here. Well, she
probably
might.
her last chance of the evening. Now it's 32 minutes, so he won't play too much more.
Farrell 2 points so far. No wide yet. One off the post. She might fancy her chances from here.
I'd like to see her just securing the point now here.
So Michelle Farrell 2 points already. No wide for the free taker.
Nella's having a chat to one of the Clare defenders, so he's just given her a sin bin, and she'd after having a fierce game, Ellie O'Gorman. Oh no, it's not Ellie actually. It seems to be Grona Harvey, yeah. Well, she's after putting in an hour of wonderful work in the cornerback position. She'll be disappointed to be sin bin, but she's an hour, great hour's work done.
And Michelle Farrell scores her 3. Another bright light today for Longford. Hasn't put one wide. And against a very strong wind, does well to finish that. But yes, that Clare full back line has been brilliant all day this afternoon. Very physical.
Yeah, physical. And just to hold the two lines of defence for Clare, it's been outstanding.
Longford now win this one. Karen McLaughlin on the ball. She does well, brings it to her wing back. Katie Crawford puts a nice low ball in here, and it's finally collected by Clodagh Lowen. Has a bit of space up the swing, but again, great tackling coming in from the Clare back.
Yeah, young Orla Devitt there. I met her mother on the way in, and she was looking forward to seeing her daughter half back playing there. Played well overall. Yeah.
Sarah Shannon there giving a crossfield ball into the corner here. For a Longford girl, but runs out a bit too far. Clare might look to break quick here or take their time. They'll take it
Clare
back.
seem to be changing the captain. I thought Laurie Ryan was captain last week, but Orla Devitt from the Clare Air Old Club is captain of her team today. Just overturned that attack from Longford at half back.
Do well. Nice hand passing game again from Clare, very fast. And that's been the story of the day today for Clare. They started off against a very strong wind, played very well, a 1-5 to 2 point lead at half time, and they built on that certainly in the second half. Plenty of wides from Longford in the first few minutes of the second half made life very difficult for them, only scoring 2 points in the second half, but definitely a Clare show today, Mary. They were an unstoppable force.
Yeah, it was just... Yeah. Clare and the management and their panel were extremely happy with the performance in the last hour. They never dropped their intensity. Somewhat they just seemed to have that a lot more. Their backs were outstanding. Midfield, like Mairead Victory had a great game for Longford at midfield, and she was marking Reedy, who really got 2 points from play. But I mean, the work rate from Reedy in the middle of the field as well as she set up into the attack. I thought in the first half, Clare's Niamh O'Dea and her other forwards that came back to turn over ball into Longford and made it extremely difficult for Longford to get on the attack. Her work rate throughout the hour was excellent. Then they sat her in at full forward in the second half then, and there she was as a target player. I suppose Clare finished there having scored 2-6 to 3 points for 3-6 to Clare against Longford's 2 points in the second half, and it has been a huge difference. Overall, Longford were extremely disappointed. Yes, Ruth done fine enough in goals. Wind was against her there in the second half, had to go a lot of short, but their defence was excellent. Like, huge work right there from Shauna McCormick, Emer O'Brien, and when Sorka came in. But outstanding at half back was without a doubt Keegan and Crawford. You mightn't see too much of Clare Farrell up in the forward line defence, but her work rate, she'll be in, she just seems to be there at the right time. But Keegan was outstanding at centre back alongside Crawford. Victory had a fine performance at midfield. Mairead, I suppose, just not as good as she normally would be, but. Unfortunately, Longford's forwards were starved of the right, like any ball that came in. Clare's defence outstanding there. Ellie O'Gorman for Clare, Harvey, Schiffer, and that young David, Laurie Ryan. They were excellent throughout the game for Clare, and mopped up and just really curtailed Longford's plans and attacks.
Very strong substitutes coming in for Clare as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was a great performance again there from. Like if Fidel Man added 3 points to the game, and she did the same. I wasn't expecting her to be on the bench for the hour anyway. But Cliona Blake, great impact there. 15 minutes to go, set up 2 scores and took 2 points from Clare herself. Considine, another fine footballer, and took that great goal from play. But there again, Dee gave her the pass off. Dee didn't make the score sheet today.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She won't matter at that. As long as her team have crossed the line. As I said, they've lost an All-Ireland semi-final 2 years ago. They were very disappointed to lose last year by a point to Westmeath. Surprisingly, also as Longford had an outstanding win last season against Westmeath, but them didn't put back-to-back wins together. So Clare will be extremely happy, and not everything is right for Clare, but they'll know that in 2 weeks' time they'll be able to bring that to the board and be able to try and make improvements, and their opposition will, of course, be the winners. I'm not sure we'll find out the winners later on, but of course it's Laois, Wicklow, and they won't matter to them. They'll be delighted there with their hour. Overall, there, Brian Noonan and his management team will be extremely disappointed to, they have done well in the league and the building up on their stages, and they will be extremely disappointed because they'll know that their team just didn't match the intensity that was required today, and the forwards just couldn't. You need to be scored more than 4 points from, to be heading into an All-Ireland semi-final stage.
So the stronger Clare team, definitely stronger today. Wind or no wind, winning this afternoon in Burren, County Offaly. Both teams take the equally distant journey home with the Clare fans who travel today, and quite a nice crowd here this afternoon in St Brendan's Park. They're happier on the way home as the sun shines here with the lead of 3-11 to 4 points to finish this afternoon. They'll march on. And as you said, Mary, play Laois or Wicklow. The other matches taking place right now, Loudross Common finishing up and Tyrone and Wexford finishing up in another 20 minutes. Keep an eye on the scores there in the intermediate quarter-finals. Until next week, look after yourselves. Slán agus Beannacht.
Thank you very much.